where you're planted. Find a way. It's so easy to say, oh, well, before I had this and I had that, and that's why I could succeed, and now I have this and I have that, and that's why I can't. It's so easy to make excuses. Look at that little plant there. I can't grow. I've been dropped into concrete, for goodness sakes. Find a way. My final story for you was when my wife and I had to find a way. And our first child showed us that way. Now, if anybody in here is pregnant or knows somebody who is, please don't freak out, because what happened to us is very, very rare. But it did happen to us. We got married kind of late in life, and our first child was born with major, major health problems. Totally screwed up heart, respiratory problems, hyaline membrane syndrome, drugs like yours were immediately applied, 6 weeks early, weighed 4 pounds, screwed up heart. Rough, white water, swirling all around. And then I watched that little boy fight for every breath that he took. And he had to fight for months and months, and the doctor said, well, if he can gain weight, we can avoid surgery. He couldn't gain weight. It took him 20 minutes to drink, took him an hour and a half to drink 20 cc's of milk because of his breathing problems and his heart problems. So he goes in for open heart surgery at 4 months, 5 months of age. No, 4 months. And my gosh, he survived it. It was like a miracle. He survived the surgery. He only weighed 7 pounds. But then he went into congestive heart failure, more white water. Emergency ambulance down to, air ambulance down to Alabama, emergency second surgery. He survived it. And I was watching him go through this, and he taught me. Just like Gregorio's kid yesterday, Bob's kid yesterday, don't give up. Don't give in to your fears. Luckily, he didn't have a brain that could play all these tricks on him. He didn't have any what if and if only. He was just in the moment fighting for every breath, and he kept finding a way to take it. He kept finding a way to gain weight. And my wife and I, how did we get through it? We got through by practicing some of the principles I'm talking. We adapted. We had to let go of the fact that he was this sick. We couldn't do anything about that. So we latched on to the fact that we loved him with all our heart and souls. We latched on to the fact that we loved each other. And we could feel love coming in. There was actually worst time in my life and one of the best times in my life. I've never experienced more love in my life. We had people praying for us all over the world we didn't even know. I watched my boy go through that. I learned from him how to adapt to change. No excuses. Grow where you're planted. Now, it doesn't always work out, but we got lucky. He survived all that, and he became that hockey player I told you about. And you know what he is today? He's a 22-year-old pain-in-the-butt hockey player is what he is today. Thank you, and I love him with all my heart and soul. And you know, every now and then I made kind of a pact with God. You know, whatever your religious beliefs are, that's your business. But in my beliefs, I said, hey, God, if you let him live, I'll love him with all my heart and soul. And I get here to 22 years later, and he'll be driving me nuts. And we still got some issues to work out. Health-wise, he's not doing too bad, but some other kinds of issues. And I think back to that time, and I said, boy, if I knew then what I had now, I would have traded it for it in a heartbeat. And he teaches me. He works at the YMCA, and he's teaching little kids now what he's taught me. No excuses, never give up. Grow where you're planted. So we've